Billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome back in the chemistry lecture of 11th science. Now we will see today the radius of an orbit. Now one of the numerical has been given to us in the page number 42, problem number 4.7. Now the additional information regarding the radius of an orbit. Actually the formula has been elaborated over here, and the actual derivation has been given in the 12th standard physics. There you will study actual how the formula has been derived. Now we have already aware about the fact that the electron revolve around a nucleus in the circular path called as an orbit or a shell or a principal energy level or the stationary level. Now you can consider that an electron move around the nucleus, and the distance between the nucleus, that is proton, where the proton is situated, till the orbit where the electron is revolved, that is said to be as the radius of the atom. See how the electron revolve around the orbit, around the nucleus, moving electron. Now this pink line is the centripetal force acting away from the center, and the purple line which is centrifugal force which is toward the center. This you have studied in 10th standard, centrifugal force and centripetal force. We know that it is always force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron due to their oppositely charged. Now let us apply Coulomb's law for this charge particle. Let the charge of the nucleus be Ze plus. Now it is assumed that the charge of electron is E plus, so nucleus may be E. The charge of electron is E minus, so the nucleus will be E plus, and Z is atomic number, means the total number of proton we can say. So let us consider the charge of the nucleus will be Z E plus. Let the force of attraction be capital F. Let the distance between the electron and the nucleus be R, that is radius. According to Coulomb's law, force of attraction is directly proportional to the product of charges, that is F alpha Ze plus into electron. So that will be minus Z E square. According to the Coulomb's law, force of attraction is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them that you have studied in the 10th standard. Force alpha 1 upon R square. Question number 2. When we combine, so we will get that force directly proportional to the minus E square upon R square. E square upon R square. And if we remove the proportionality sign, there will be a constant K has been introduced. So F is equal to minus K Z E square upon R square. Now what is K? K is a constant value that has been given. So it is symbolized as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. That epsilon 0 is a constant value. Pi is also a constant. On substitution the value, we will get 9 into 10 power 9 Newton per meter square. That is the value for constant K. We have got this on combination of the two equations. Proportionality constant is also said to be as a permittivity constant. K is equal to 1 in CGS system. Now, what is A? Acceleration. V square upon R. F is equal to mass into acceleration. Acceleration nothing but V square upon R. So it is ultimately F is equal to mv square upon R. That is force. We can substitute this value in the F as force toward the center is a centripetal force we know. The force acting away from the center, that is centrifugal force. F is equal to ma. M is equal to mass, we know that. So this is the Coulomb's law. This is a force according to the force is equal to mass into acceleration. They both are equal. We can see here. See, F is equal to ma minus Ze square upon R square. K is a constant. minus minus cancel, z square upon r mv square. Now according to the Bohr postulate, I have explained you angular momentum is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So mv square is equal to h upon 2 pi. Here we will multiply by r and we will find the value for v. So what we will be getting the value for v over here. According to this, we can get nh upon 2 mr pi. This red m and r can be shifted in the denominator. So we will get the value for velocity, that is v is equal to nh upon 2 pi mr. This value for v we can substitute over here as a v square. So it becomes v square nh upon 2 pi mr whole square. So v square, if we substitute the value v square, now this is centripetal force, as I told you that, and centrifugal force. They are both balanced by each other, magnitude and opposite in direction. Now this all derivation we don't need to study as now, because this derivation you will study in the 12th physics structure of atom. So no need for explanation over here. Now ultimately what you have to remember, just see that one. Now we have to remember directly that n is equal to, now the derivation you will study in the 12th physics, don't worry for that. Rn, that is radius for the nth Bohr orbit, is equal to 0.529 into n square upon kz. K is a constant. For hydrogen, k is equal to 1. So the value will be r is equal to 0.529 into n square upon z. N is the orbit, z is the atomic number. So we can get this value. Now this is in Armstrong. If we convert it into joule, it will become 52.9. If r is equal to 1 for the Bohr's orbit, then it will be 0.529 Armstrong. Now try to understand the radius ratio of the hydrogen of first, second, third orbit is, that is r. So for nth will be 0.0529 into n square. N is the number of electron in the orbit. So for n equal to 1, it will be 1 square. If we consider into the joule, the value will be getting changed, and so on. It is, if it is in Armstrong, that is why it is 0.592. So R1 is to R2 is to R3. So it will be 1 is to 4 is to 9. Energy of electron in an orbit. Now this energy of electron in the orbit, again this derivation is there in the physics, in our chemistry syllabus, in our new syllabus textbook, and even in the old syllabus textbook. The derivation has not been given in the chemistry. This directly we have to study in the 12th standard. That is, the energy of the electron in the Bohr's orbit is inversely proportional to the square of principal quantum number, that is this blue one, n square. This we will study in the 12th standard, that is in the physics structure of atom. As of now, directly we will go ahead. Now velocity of electron and dual behavior of the matter. Now we know very well the postulate of the Bohr, mv square is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Therefore, for the substitution for v, and when we substitute the value of the constant, so we will be getting the value of r, that is 0.529 n square upon z. The velocity of hydrogen in the first orbit and in the helium ion in the second orbit is, as you know that as the formula has been given, so we have substituted the value. You can see v is equal to nh upon z. V is equal to nh upon z, or we can say v is equal to nhz upon 2 pi mr. This formula we have to use, and the value for v has been given 2.18 into 10 raised to 8, 2.18 into 10 raised to 8 z upon n. This is in centimeter per second after substitution the value. So from there we get the value, that is 2.1 into 10 raised to 8. Z is equal to 1, n is equal to 1 for hydrogen atom. For helium we will be substituting 2. See, 2 upon 2. We can get the velocity. Force directly proportional to the Z E square upon R square according to Coulomb's law. Now quantum mechanical consideration and subatomic particle. Now from here the chapter will be getting turn. Now exactly we will be learning that atomic theory was failed. In this lecture today we have seen certain things that we don't have to study the derivations in the 11th standard. Actually the elaboration has been given in the 12th physics. That numerical has been given over there. The part of chemistry which is introduced in the physics, it is said to be as a modern physics. So ultimately all the branches are originated from the chemistry, as chemistry is treated to be as a central branch. So that is why some part of the chemistry has been given in other subjects also. In the biology, as it is said as biochemistry, in the physics it is said to be as a modern physics. So now at the end of, means this part is the end of the chapter, that is quantum mechanical consideration. From this quantum mechanics we will understand what is the structure of atom. Initially when the atomic structure was explained by the Dalton atomic theory was failed. Then further Rutherford has J.J. Thomson has given atomic theory, that was failed. After that Rutherford has been elaborated the theory. Rutherford also, the theory of Rutherford was failed. Then Bohr atomic theory came into exist. Bohr atomic theory was also failed. At the end the quantum mechanics has been elaborated theory, and that theory has been successfully elaborated and given in the textbook, and that is the correct theory. So actually we are at the last part of the chapter. So, and very nice and very important topics, that is quantum chemistry. Next time we will study. Thank you.